Guys, welcome back to the Chelsea Godfather channel. It's the Chelsea Godfather reporting back to duty. Man City won, Chelsea won at Etihad. Woo! What a shock. What a shock, guys. We were all bracing for the worst. Let's be honest, if you're a proper Chelsea fan, and you're keeping it real, just be honest for once in your life. You were bracing for the worst. We thought we were going to get destroyed and dismantled by City at the Etihad. That's exactly what we thought was going to be waiting for us at the Etihad. Because, I mean, we're the 10th best, I won't say proudly, but we're currently the 10th best team in England, and deservedly so. We're literally hanging on to 10th place as desperately as we can. And that's not all right, I'm just keeping it real, guys. We're the 10th best placed team, mid-table Chelsea right now. That's the reality of where we are. And we've seen how we played against Liverpool at Anfield. It was a sight for sore eyes to watch. It wasn't the kind of game any Chelsea fan wants to watch again, right? And City's record in the business end of the season. You all know, man, City. If you know City, you know they don't play. City doesn't play. They ain't playing with y'all at this time of the year. This is when City goes on their 13 to 15 game run. Like minimum 12 games straight. That's what City's going to rip off. That's how they do. That's how City have been winning the title for 3 straight years, going on, who knows, possibly 4 straight years. And this is what they do. When it gets tight, they're behind on the table a few points. They're just going to put that foot on the pedal, and they're just going to just let it rip. 13 games minimum straight, right? And they're in the midst of that mood, right? City has won 5 straight. At least the last 5 games that I know of, City has a minimum 5 game winning streak. It might even be longer. So, who are we, Chelsea? Who bought us to come destroy Man City's winning streak? And that's exactly what Chelsea has done today. Now, having said that, guys, let's be honest. We let 2 points. We had all 3 in our hands. And we let 2 slip away. We let 2 points slip away. But again, it's all about experience. It's about the growing pains. This is all part of the growing pains of young players, of growing. I saw a lot of players growing on the pitch. I saw a lot of our young players growing on the pitch right before my very eyes as I was watching the game. Disasi, Levi Colwell, Malo Gusto. I think Gusto is barely 20 years old. He might still be a teenager. He might still be just 19. I know he was 19 when we signed him. At the start of this season, he was 19 years old. So I haven't checked his birth date. So he might still just be 19. But let's say last, he's 20 years old, right? Then obviously, Caicedo, Enzo, these players have played only but a handful of seasons, right? In England. I mean, Enzo hasn't even played 2 seasons in England. This is barely his 1 full season, because he came in mid-season last season, right? So, we have a lot of inexperienced players on the pitch. We only had 2 experienced players, and you could see the difference in our experienced players. Raheem did well to score the goal. I mean, Raheem, in fairness to Raheem, bruh, you should have had more than 1 goal. But, I'm not going to be harsh on you, because you did well to finish. You were composed in front of the net to beat Edelson in the first half, scored that goal. And then, Chilwell on the left, nothing got by Chilwell. Chilwell was one of our best players. In fact, the last time I seen Chilwell played as well was all the way back the last time that we actually beat City against in the finals of the Champions League. Chilwell played left wing back on that day, and he was brilliant on that day. And that's the fact that I was just kept reminiscent on Chilwell's performance in that Champions League final, because that's how he played in this game. When I saw him man up against Foden early in the game, and he took on Foden and like there was no smile in his face, I was like, yeah, Chilwell is ready. Chilwell is ready for the battle. He's not here to play. He ain't here to play with y'all today. And Chilwell was one of our best players. Gallagher, obviously, you guys already know Gallagher running like a dog all day long. He did what he does. Caicedo, he was just biting ankles like a pit bull throughout midfield. Got a yellow card. You guys know Caicedo only plays with one gear, and that's 100 miles an hour every single time. But hopefully, as he gets a little more experience in this game, he's going to have to understand how to add 1 or 2 or 3 more gears so that he can, be a little more wise on the pitch to avoid these, cards, right? Enzo, if you ask me, Enzo was a little bit quiet. This wasn't Enzo's. He didn't have a poor game, but he was a little bit quiet for my, liking. I mean, he couldn't, in fairness to him, we didn't see much of the ball. And that's when Enzo does his best work is on the ball and not off the ball. So, it wasn't his best game, but he wasn't like necessarily poor. We were playing well in the first half. That was like our best half of football, with the exception of the 2 chances that we missed. Jackson, bruh, you missed on a 1-on-1. You should have scored. You should have scored that chance. I think it was Gusto with a pinpoint. What should have been a pinpoint assist by Gusto. Perfectly executed. Square pass. Jackson, all you had to do was just compose yourself and score that goal. And you basically fluffed the ball. And by the time you could get your shot off, it was an easy save for Ederson. And I think Raheem had a chance, almost similar chance that he also missed before he then scored the one that he scored just before halftime. So we're up 1-0 at halftime when we probably should have been up at least 2-0 at halftime. Pochettino's game plan was working. Y'all are saying that Pochettino, you don't know what you're doing, this, that, and the other. Pochettino's game plan was working. Y'all can see that Pochettino's working with these young players and coaching them up. It's going to take time. I keep telling y'all, it's going to take a little bit of time, but you guys have to just learn how to be, patient. This is not back in, 20 years ago when we bought ready-made players. So Pochettino's game plan with the players that we had 9 young players that, started this game, right? With the, out of our 11 players, with the exception of Chilwell and, Raheem. Those are only 2 experienced players. The rest of our players, I guess you could add in, Gallagher, but I see Gallagher as a fairly young player. So, if you add in Gallagher, that's 3. That still leaves us with 8 inexperienced players, fairly inexperienced players going against the world champions, the treble champions, in front of their home fans on a 5-game, 5 to 6 game winning streak. And we controlled the game in the first half as almost 10/10. If all we had to do was score 1 more goal, and it would have been a perfect 10/10 in the first half. Petrovic had nothing to do in the first half. That was brilliant execution of Pochettino tactics, and the key to that execution was the role of Cole Palmer on the right wing. If you all noticed, he was helping. He appeared to be helping Malo Gusto more on the right than Raheem helping Chilwell on the left. In fact, Raheem was free on the left, and so if you calm down and break down the tactics effectively, I'm sure if you look at the heat map, which I haven't looked at it yet, that heat map will probably reveal that Cole Palmer was effectively in a position of a right wing back in a five at the back. I know that's not what we play. We on paper we played a 4-2-3-1, but defensively, even as early as the first half, Palmer was positioned almost as a right wing back, and that's why if you all notice, Palmer didn't really get upfield that much in terms of helping us on the offensive end as he normally does. And then coming out of the second half with that 1-goal win, so with a 1-goal lead, you guys already knew that we're just going to sit back. Palmer was pretty much camped out at right wing back. Gusto then shifted to the middle, to a little bit closer to the middle, almost as a right center back, and that was basically how we played, and we were keeping them out. Obviously, we in fairness to City, we were very lucky. We were very lucky with the chance, the one brilliant chance, chance that Kevin De Bruyne created for Erling Haaland. Haaland normally, on another day, Haaland is going to score that goal with his eyes closed. He headed the ball. We all expected the ball to be in the back of the net, and inexplicably, it flew right over our bar. That was a warning sign, and I believe, if memory serves me right, it was after that chance that Pochettino just decided to make no pretenses about his defensive shape and just went ahead and brought in Trevor Chalobah. He then came in, slid into right center back. Gusto then moved out more to a more natural right wing back, and we're playing a 5 at the back. And guys, I know y'all, a lot of fans, I've been watching the videos, the post game live streams and whatnot, and fans as usual blaming Pochettino for making the sub. The sub was the right sub, and everything was on point. If you look at the goal that they had, it was fortunate. It was fortunate. And again, you're playing City. If you stop Kevin De Bruyne, you might not stop Haaland. If you stop Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne, guess what? Rodri is there. If you somehow manage to stop Rodri, there's food. They have many guys. They have many. The point being that when you play in a team like City, because ultimately Rodri scored from a fortunate bounce. That's what happened. It was a shot, whether it was from either Walker or I can't remember, Walker or one of the other players took a shot. It was blocked. Either it was blocked or it was saved by Petrovic. It was blocked. I think it may have been I'm not sure. Yeah, it had to have been probably who's the other midfielder that they had. One of their players took a shot. It was blocked, and then the rebound, I think, fell onto Walker. I think Walker tried to either cross it back in or take another shot, and then it bounced off one of our guys and landed perfectly onto Rodri's left foot inside our 18. He just settled the ball. He has space. All he had to do was set the ball and just keep his shot low. That's exactly what he did. At that point, there's really our only prayer is for the ball to be not to be on target. Because if it's on target, it was going to be a goal, and that's exactly what happened. So Rodri scored, and then it was 1-1, and then it was just a matter of all hands on deck. Let's just try and hold on for the 1 point. They had the one shot for the PK at the end. Yeah, there wasn't anything there. His Levi Kowa's hands were down, and so that is that, guys. We went to Etihad and we came out alive from the Lions' Den with one valuable point. I don't care what y'all say. It's a massive point. It's a massive confidence booster for our young team. Our boys are growing. They played very well. They defended. They played well as a team. Defended well as a team. This is one of the best team performances that I've seen from this Chelsea team so far under Pochettino. And I've been seeing this team just suddenly just growing gradually since the Aston Villa win. Since the Aston Villa win, the Crystal Palace in a period we had taken a little bit of a step back, but we managed to rescue the 3 points. And then this game should have been 3 points. But guys, sometimes when you're playing it's the team like City, you just take what you can, and thank God. And thank God that we ended up with a 1 point. Kudos to Pochettino, kudos to our players, and have a nice, wonderful weekend. Take care. God bless you all. Peace out.